Hi everyone. I am going to be answering the first prompt from week 5, which is related to the media's responsibility. So, to me, we kind of saw the evolution of the kind of content that the media decided this is what we're responsible for sharing. And this is why we think that we're responsible for sharing this. So during the colonial press, the newspapers were providing information on politics and religion and current events, and the purpose was really to keep all the colonists informed, keep the colonies connected to each other as well. And we saw this during the Revolutionary Press time period. Going into the penny press time period, things changed, right? News became more accessible to everyone, but still the purpose was keeping people informed and connected. And I think now the media really has that purpose of keeping people connected. We talk a lot about how we're a connected society. It's easy to connect to other people using social networking sites. And there's so much information out there that it's easier to stay informed if you're looking for that kind of content. So I really think that the media has a responsibility to the public to keep them informed about what's going on in their communities and with their governments. Just information that serves their interest and keeps everyone informed on everything going on in the world, pretty much. Now, the next question is, does the media have a responsibility to give people what they want or give people what they need? So the American Press Institute discussed that the purpose of journalism is to give people what they need so that they can make decisions about their daily lives, about their societies, their communities, and their government. So I agree that that is an important piece. Telling people about the local weather, right? I watch the weather every morning, and it helps me to make decisions about not only what I'm going to wear that day, but also maybe if it's foggy outside or if it's raining, I might leave a few minutes early to make it to work on time. And I also look for local events that are going on. If I'm interested in going to any of those, I'm interested in knowing about maybe any kinds of crimes in the area, if that's something that might be affecting me. Um, During Hurricane Harvey, I remember how important the news was for providing updates on where we could find bottled water and where we could go maybe volunteer at a shelter, or and for people who needed to go to those shelters, where they could find them and how they could get to them. So those were serving needs, but of course I think there's a line between maybe what people need and what people are wanting, and there are definitely things that I wouldn't personally consider a need, but would consider more of a want for news information. Like, I've seen a lot lately on the Kardashians and all of their drama. So some people might be wanting that kind of information, but it's not necessarily a need that makes a difference in our daily lives, except just to be entertained. So that's not really serving that need purpose, like what the American Press Institute said is the purpose of journalism, but is serving just more of it's just fun information to read and know about sometimes. When I'm thinking about what people want or what the public wants, I also think back to James Bennett and the New York Herald, where he was providing news in a different way, news content a different way. Of course, it was more accessible in terms of price, but also in content. So he had a goal of making political news more accessible for people, so it was easier to digest the information. But he also provided more entertainment related information and used different language. And our book on page 131 actually says that the way that he was giving news made newspapers become more of a necessity because he was using more frank expression, different kind of language, and so there was a need for the average person to be able to access newspapers, and he made it even more of a necessity for society, for the public. Excuse me. So who decides what it is that people want or need in terms of media content? Well, I think that's determined by multiple factors, probably. The media has a lot of stakeholders, including the public, but there's also advertisers spending money to create content. And I'm sure that there's other investors who maybe have agendas that they might be pushing into the media. But the media is public facing, right? It's for public consumption. So there still has to be some consideration of how is this going to play out to the public. Are people going to be interested in this? Are people going to want to read about this? Is this something that's going to make a difference in somebody's life if they saw this? So like back to Hurricane Harvey is providing information on shelters or on school closings. Are those things that people really need and are wanting to know about, or can they get that information somewhere else, or is this the place that they're going to find that information? So I think that consumers are really in excuse me, are really in the driver's seat in terms of driving content and letting the media know about this is what that I want to see more of. This is stuff that I didn't really need to know about. Like for me, I'm probably not going to go click on any Kardashian related articles, but I am interested in maybe more political related news at the moment and looking for those kinds of articles. But I'm sure someone out there is very interested in these more entertainment related things right now, and that's the kind of information that they're looking for and that they're clicking on. So I think that both the media makes a determination about what kind of content they need to create based on all of their stakeholders, but the public and listening to the public is really important. And the public is really driving that conversation of this is what I'm going to be interested in looking at. And the goal of the media really, or the purpose for the media, is to provide the public with things that they need. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.